Let's see. Beth, can you send the Zoom for the meeting? Tell Shelley. Okay.
Hanging in.
Well, I was so afraid I was gonna be late for the meeting that had been changed.
You never know, it's early. I'm sorry. What nights is it? It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I love my father, well, my mother, I don't know why.
Board of Trustees meeting, then regular monthly meeting will be held on April 4th, the Epstein campus in Bristol. Pledge of allegiance today will be led by Alexis Crow. And I'm informed that she is the president of the Build Club, a work study student who helps run the Zip Kitchen here at this campus. And Alexis, after you lead us in the pledge, I hope you'll share a word or two about your experience.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Alexis.
This is my second year here at Bucks. I am a business major and I really do enjoy this school. It has helped me out in life. The staff and faculty here are more than helpful, and I honestly would love to come back here for a job after I graduate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I could ask Mr. Mayor to take the roll.
Sure. Rick Palukas, Jim Nancy,
Here.
Rhoda Davis, Blake Eisenberg, Frank Perry,
Here.
Jamie Hazelwood, President Feinberg,
Here.
Ronnie Dukes, here. Sean Suda,
Here.
Tom Jennings,
Here.
Linda Manders,
Here.
Carol Mignoni Ferguson, here. Carol Shelley,
They're legitimate, they're the ones that we pay. They're legitimized. Right, he said, and he owns 3 bars in Pittsburgh, I said, he's got them on, said he.
Said Brodus, we hear you, Brodus. Could you mute for us?
Got it.
Thank you. So Beth, we have a quorum. We have zooming in Brodus. I believe Carol Shelley is expected also. Okay. And again, just for the record, one of our trustees, Bill McLean, had resigned after our last meeting in March as he had professional commitments that made it difficult for him to participate fully. So we thank Bill and wish him well. There was no executive session since the March 14th meeting. However, there will be one next week on Thursday morning, the 18th at 9 a.m. In Newtown. And Beth will send out some other information about that. We expect to receive some updates from the solicitor. I would expect to receive an update from the provost relative to the systemization plan. And we'll be having a couple of personnel matters perhaps, and general discussion on the duty of confidentiality as a trustee. And with that, have the approval of the minutes. Motion, Jim. Second by Ronnie. Any discussion, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. By way of the chair's report, a lot of events coming up that are worthy of your participation. We have the open house at Newtown Saturday at 11, the Lynx Pavilion. The annual high school art exhibition, 12:30 on Sunday at the Hicks Building. On Tuesday, the 16th in Zlock, Life in a Jar. We'll get back to that in a second. On the 17th, an open house in culinary arts. And on the 19th, a very important and traditional, the Mother's Scholarship Tea event, sponsored in part by our own Carol Mignoni Ferguson and Carol Shelley. We thank both Carols for their support. I hope you're able to attend. If you need any, help in making your decisions, just check out the Newtown patch, because you'll see on Newtown patch our own Beth and Ursula in looking very fine from last year's event. And there are some other pictures there too of last year's event. The Life in a Jar program panel discussion is based on a book. And if I could ask Sam Gross to tell us a little bit more about it. And I'm sorry, go right ahead.
Hi, everyone. So Life in a Jar is a book about actually students in Kansas doing a high school history project and discovering the life and work of a woman named Irena Sendler, who was a social worker and saved and sheltered hundreds of Jewish children during the Holocaust. And so this book explores her life, her work, and also a bit about how the students, these high school students, discovered her. And so we're very pleased to have the author of the book, Jack Mayer, who's going to be joining us on Zoom, Rabbi Anna Boswell-Levy of Congregation Columet Northly, Nancy Eiserman, who is a professor at Gratz College, as well as Barbara Simmons, who is former executive director of the Peace Center in Langhorne, and also adjunct faculty in peace and conflict at Arcadia University. So we have a really amazing panel set up, and I hope that everyone will join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. And you have some books today?
I do. Please take them because they're heavy and I don't want to.
And I had word from Carol that Linda and Jamie have a copy. I have a copy,
It's a great read. I will tell you, it is a great, easy read.
and a quick one too.
Yeah.
It's very moving, so you've got a few days to be prepared for the discussion on Tuesday. So you'll have those available after the meeting? All right, thank you, Sam, very much.
Thank you.
My report is really right here to my left. Dr. Patrick Jones will be the 6th president of the college. He's been very generous with his time. We've got some appointments at all 3 campuses and with all groups lined up. Anyone in our college community that wants to see Dr. Jones in person before they see his picture in a newspaper will have that opportunity. Really big focus on Dr. Jones being part of the community from before day one. He doesn't start until July 1st. It probably seems you already have, Patrick, but he's committed to being on all of the campuses all of the time. I don't know how, but I no doubt he's going to. And I'd just like to ask him, as our president designate, any remarks you'd like to share with the board and the audience.
Well, thank you very much. And it's just an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you today. To the trustees, I want to thank you for the confidence that you have placed in me. This is quite an honor that you bestow on me to have the opportunity to steward this life-changing institution forward in some pretty challenging times in our country, the demographics in the Northeast. This college has been changing lives for 60 years, and I look forward to working with all of you to continue that mission. And for the members of the college community who are here, the staff and faculty, and I'm just so excited to get to work with all of you. And I can promise you from day one, 100% support from me. I'm doing what I can at this point to learn, and I'll have a lot more to learn. And I am going to ask of you your forgiveness when I get things wrong, because I'm starting out and I might say some things that are perhaps not as informed as they should be. And I'm going to lean on you to lean into me and say, you got that wrong. Here's why. Because you know how it is when you're the new person, you have to learn how things work. And when you're the new person who's the boss, people just defer to you, even if you don't know exactly what you're talking about. So I'm going to ask you to make sure that that happens as infrequently as possible. Oh, we will. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones will be back here at this campus first on Friday, the 26th. I should have mentioned earlier, for the Girls Ignite program, a very exciting program dealing with electricians and welders, and some good background for potential students in that field. So that's on Friday, the 26th. We'll be back here on the 29th also for a general visit for the entire community here at the Epstein campus. We'll be up at Percy on the 22nd doing that and covering a number of things in Newtown in between. If you want to know what the update is on any of these things or participate, contact Beth, if you would, please. At this point, I guess it's time for the provost report. Dr. Kellaway.
Thank you, everyone. Drew, I recently attended the Mission Annual Dinner in Harrisburg, where several Buck students were recognized as PTK Academic All-American Scholars. And I'd like to recognize them here today. One of them was able to join us, so we will start with her. And that is Sophia Hughes. Sophia, Sophia is a nursing major with a 3.9 GPA. She first came to Bucks in the spring of 21 to pursue an Associate of Liberal Arts. And after taking a gap year, she returned in the spring of 23, where she met Dr. Bean, the advisor of PTK. She soon became an officer and eventually the president. She plans to transfer to Hawaii Pacific University. Good choice.
It's a great choice.
Complete her bachelor's in nursing.
City Line Avenue, right?
We'll be visiting her, of course. And she currently works at Grandview Hospital in Somersville as a clinical and quality assistant. And we want to congratulate her on her accomplishments. And I'll tell you a little bit about the other recipients. They weren't able to join us, but I suspect they or their family will be watching or will view the recording. So also honored at the event, Anthony Patricia. He returned to college here at Bucks, began a career in music and has a 3.78 GPA. He has had a successful career in clinical social work and along the way has been a semi-professional musician. Anthony dreamt of making music a full-time career, and he'll pursue a bachelor's degree in music at Duquesne and plans to begin performing, recording, and writing professionally. And he intends to pursue a master's degree in composition and writing film scores. Also honored was Hannah No, a psychology major with a 3.8 GPA. She originally was from Vietnam and moved to the US about 10 years ago. She's been passionate about understanding the human mind and exploring how early psychological traumas can impact one's life. Her career goal is to become a psychological counselor, and she aspires to have the opportunity to apply her knowledge to help others regain balance and happiness in their lives. Kim Riley is a pre-K early education major with a 4.0 GPA, and her goal is to keep working as an educator who helps students with learning emotional behavioral needs. Kimberly plans to attend college all the way through graduate level and earn her master's degree in reading and literacy. And I would like to congratulate all of these winners. It was my pleasure to be able to participate in that event and hand the awardees their certificates and medals. And these sorts of things these are the highlights of the year for those of us who work here. So congratulations, everyone. In other college news, the Center for Workforce Development received a $250,000 school to work grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry to support 3 more cohorts of the building and construction trades pre-apprenticeship program. Much thanks to our sponsor, Sheet Metal Workers Local 19, and the other trades in the Philadelphia Building and Construction Trades Council for partnering with the college to make this program successful. Public safety will be having a booth at the Pennsylvania Fire Expo on May 17 to 18 this year, 2024. This will be a great opportunity to get the word out about the programs we offer and continue information. We're also thrilled to announce the success of our spring food drive, Pantry to Plenty. Thanks to the incredible generosity of our college community, we've collected over 18 boxes of essential food items, 18 rather large boxes. Each donation will make a meaningful impact benefiting the Bucks Opportunity Council and supporting those in need within our area. Students and staff boarding to the quad to view the eclipse on Monday. Everyone use their glasses. We gave out glasses along with cosmic brownies to help celebrate the event. We're looking forward to this event. We're hosting a night at the Phillies tonight. We're celebrating Asian Pacific Heritage. 40 students are heading down this evening to watch the Phillies take on the Pirates. That should be a good one. The Pirates are actually decent this year. Our spring flames will take place on each campus this month. Upper Bucks is hosting theirs on Tuesday, April 23rd, Newtown on Wednesday, the 24th, and Thursday, the 25th, and the Epstein campus on Tuesday, April 30th. The annual Student Awards celebration and dinner is scheduled for Friday, April 26th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Lynx Pavilion. All are welcome and invited to attend as we honor and celebrate the incredible work and engagement and our student organizations this year. We also have many upcoming and recent admissions events. The open house will be this Saturday at Newtown, April 13th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Will be making an appearance, is that correct? Dr. Jones will be making a guest appearance. Epstein and Lower Bucks will hold theirs on Thursday, April 25th, 5 to 7. Upper Bucks held their open house on Wednesday the 3rd from 6:30 to 8. This is despite the weather. It's trying its best to cancel the event. We welcomed over 60 people to learn all about what the college has to offer. We'll also have a school counselor breakfast on April 26th from 8 to 9:30 a.m. And in addition, over 25 high school and community recruitment events are scheduled in April. In athletics news, the United States Collegiate Athletic Association has announced the National All Academic Awards. Women's basketball player Calypso Brayman has been recognized for merit and excellence in the classroom as a student athlete. In addition, the United States Collegiate Athletic Association has announced the Centurion softball program is ranked in the top 15 among member schools. The next home game for the softball team will be a doubleheader conference matchup against Christendom College on Saturday, April 13th. The first game starts at 1. Centurion baseball continues to progress as a team during its rebuild season. The Eastern States Athletic Conference section of the schedule will become more active starting this weekend. The home game doubleheader on Sunday, April 14th, starting at 1 p.m. versus Christendom. On April 27th, the Upper Bucks campus will serve as a host for the Hold On You Matter Suicide Prevention Walk, organized by the Bucks County Suicide Prevention Task Force. Registration is available online. The walk will begin at 11 a.m. That's a really excellent event, by the way. On the marketing front, we are excited to announce the college's eye-catching Change Your Path transit ads can now be seen throughout Bucks County on 8 separate buses. A full bus route is included on the Route 130 bus, which serves much of Lower Bucks up to and including the new town campus. The bus and regional rail poster advertising will be in the market until early September. And for those of you who have seen Montco's bus, which is unfortunate to have this, by the way, Dr. Jones, but I've been informed that coincidentally, our bus route will also go into the So, and finally, on the PR front, a media alert was issued for today's Supply Chain Scholars event involving the Estee Lauder Companies, Temple University, and Bucks. In addition, the college has received very positive media coverage of the appointment of Dr. Jones as our next president. In addition to numerous local media outlets reporting the news, it's notable that some of the regional publications, Philadelphia Inquirer, Philadelphia Business Journal, as well as national higher ed media, including Community College Daily and the Chronicle of Higher Ed, provided coverage. And that includes my update report. I wanted to give the trustees a quick gloss of where it stands with the governor's blueprint conversation. In addition to the dinner in Harrisburg the other week, the council presidents, as you know, that I'm serving as our representative currently, met in an all-day session. A significant portion of that was a conversation about the blueprint. Kate Shaw was there for a portion of it, and also the governor made an appearance as well. Where we stand is the PDE is drafting a memo. This memo is inclusive of all the feedback that they've received from the PASHE presidents, from the council presidents, my understanding is legislators as well, and others. That draft memo is circulated to the council presidents and the PASHE presidents for feedback to ensure that it is reflective of their comments. My understanding is from that point, that memo will be used as the foundation to draft the legislation. And my also understanding is the expectation is that legislation be put forward sometime this month. The trustees may remember that we provided you, or the chairman provided you a table which had the topics delineated from that group. Those topics are focused on governance, on the composition of boards, the hiring of vice presidents, and those items which the board was given the opportunity to provide feedback. All of your feedback was provided by me in those meetings to PDE. So Hopefully the memo is reflective of that. When I have more information about the memo, its contents, I can definitely share them with the board through the chair. And that concludes my.
Thank you, Dr. Callaway. A couple of comments. You will recall at our meeting on December 14th, the board took specific action appointing Dr. Callaway as the representative to the Council of Presidents. She has served in a very interesting time, and we want to thank her for doing all of those things in addition to her many other duties. The feedback that we provided to Dr. Callaway for discussion with the COP and others, you may recall the form that we had devised somewhat quickly to get all of that into Kelly's hands so that she would have it by the end of February. And indeed, some of those themes were articulated in at least one draft that I was able to see. So that's still very much a work in progress. Senator Farry, you want to comment on any of this or not?
Sure. And I'm getting over a cold, so hopefully my voice holds out. You're okay. And unfortunately, I don't have a ton of details, but I will share them with the chair to share with the rest of the board. There was a proposal announced yesterday by the appropriations chair of the Senate that kind of takes it on a more of a different pathway. Not a ton of details yet. I basically got a 2-pager on it that is at the 40,000 foot level, which I will try and get a copy of today that I can share and pass around the board. We are not discussing the budget in earnest yet. That'll be picking up in obviously the next couple months. So I'm not sure the direction of the governor's blueprint versus this blueprint. It is a heavy lift and a lot to get done between now and June 30th, presuming the budget's done on time. But there are some other competing ideas out there that we have to evaluate as well and decide what we think is in the best interest of our institution here. So I'll try and keep you informed as that moves forward.
Thank you, Frank. Anything else on that? All right. We're up to public comment. Is there anyone who wishes to make a comment at the meeting? Nothing online, nothing in the room? Okay, thank you. For remediation update, it's fitting that we're here in Bristol because, as you all know, we have relied so heavily on Eric Seidel, Eric Andrews, and Art Taylor for the environmental remediation that's been underway for some months. But we forget sometimes that that trio had a lot to do with the building that we're going to be at 11, the bridge and the building that we're going to be at from 11:30. So on the environmental remediation plan, I can just mention for Eric that the weekly calls with the committee involving the faculty and Eric and some others still on the schedule. We've made a lot of progress, and that Eric will give us an update in June on all of the work that he has done in the past year, particularly. It was June last year that the trustees became very actively engaged in this on awareness of some additional facts, and Eric has been the leader of the pack, and he would be the first to say, and I'm happy to second it, with great assistance from Eric Andrews and Art Taylor. So thank you, all of you, for doing a magnificent job.
Excuse me, Tom, committee is for the end of the year report today. I will forward it to you.
Okay.
Full thorough report for you.
All right, thank you, John. So anyway, we'll hear from Eric with kind of an annual update in June. You want to give any report today?
No.
That was the plan. So I just, his name is on the agenda just so we can thank him and those who have worked with him in this great effort. So thank you. Come a long way.
Can I just ask, is the roof on the Cat building resolved and under warranty?
Resolved with warranty and
Wonderful.
appropriate consideration back from the contractor. Correct. So that was handled beautifully. We were nowhere near that, as I remember, last July. That issue was far from resolution, and it's fixed. Now, speaking of good things, we'll hear from Rose Cooper as to what's going on, some of the highlights here at the Epstein campus.
Good morning, Chairman Jennings, members of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Kelly Kellaway, President-elect Dr. Patrick Jones, faculty, staff, and guests. Welcome to the Epstein campus at Lower Bucks. My hope with this presentation is that you will get to know the campus a little better and see the passion and the dedication that the staff here has for our institution, our students, and our community. Thank you. For new student orientation or welcome week, we want our new and returning students to feel a sense of belonging here. We provide helpful information, answer questions, and give away school supplies, snacks, and of course, Buck swag. One important activity is our scavenger hunt so the students can find their way around campus and meet the most important people to help them in their journey here. Okay. At the Epstein campus, we provide students with a variety of events and activities to keep them engaged. And yes, food is usually a focal point. Whether it's Fall Fest, Friendsgiving, holiday parties, or celebrating our first generation college students, to name a few, our students are treated very special here. We also give back to our local community with our semi-annual Pond and Woods cleanup and our Giving Tuesday activities. This week, we hosted a sexual health and wellness fair with speakers from NOVA and the Bucks County Department of Drugs and Alcohol, as well as a dynamic speaker named Lauren Brill, who shared her message of resilience and persistence with attendees. Students learned a lot, received giveaways, but most importantly, heard an inspiring message that they can apply to their own lives. Our hope with all of our events and activities is that our students will learn and grow, and give back to their community, and will have fun and get to know their fellow classmates. Here at the Epstein campus, we value our students. In line with creating a culture of care, we help our students by giving them what they need to succeed. In fall 2022, we established our Zip Kitchen, offering quick microwavable items, snacks, drinks, and everyone's necessary staple, coffee. Sponsored by our Build Club and run by our work study students, we also host events in the kitchen so our students never go hungry. Our food pantry is a big hit thanks to grants secured by Bucks and run by our Bucks County Intermediate Unit students and staff. They ensure that our pantry is well stocked and organized and are always on hand when someone has a need. We recently received a refrigerator thanks to our basic needs grant, so we now can offer fresh and frozen items as well. In addition to food items, we've expanded by adding school supplies, personal care items, and Bomba socks. Last year, we launched our career closet, a place for students to find a great interviewing outfit or clothing needed to embark on that new job or career. Students enjoy looking through the large selection of professional attire and picking out just the right outfit for their needs. We employ quite a few work study students who excitedly plan and help with events all year long. We value their assistance with events, and it's inspiring to watch how they grow from beginning to the end of the year. And who can forget the precious Angel on a Leash therapy dogs who visit a few times each semester. They're always a huge hit with the students, faculty, and staff alike. And just a fun fact, today is National Therapy Dog Appreciation Day. And we are so appreciative of them. Our high school recruiting initiatives include bringing students from Ben Franklin Middle School, Center for Student Learning at Pennsbury, Ben Salem High School, and Truman High School for career exploration, leadership skill building, financial literacy, and vision board creating. We also hosted a Future Ready conference in the fall, attended by over 100 high school students to help them contemplate their future paths. When we're not in our offices, you can find us out in the community. We are regulars at Historic Bristol Day and Bristol Township Fall Fest. We also bring the community to us. This past summer, we hosted a bingo night attended by over 100 people. Our favorite winner, Jackson, son of Dean Sam Gross, had his eye on one and only one basket from the time he arrived, which he ended up winning, much to his amazement and happiness. It was filled with candy bars. He was so excited. We also hosted a few sessions of the Lower Bucks County Chamber of Commerce leadership class, sponsored one of the chamber's keynote breakfast meetings, and offer a free veterans art class each semester run by local artist Rosemary Stripoli. Speaking of art, the gallery at Lower Bucks proudly hosts 3 art shows per year. This year, our signature Show Some Heart event boasted over 150 pieces of amazing art, resulting in 20 pieces sold with over $500 going to scholarships for our students. And on your way out, be sure to view our latest show, Tuxedo, black and white with a peak of yellow, with about 100 pieces of beautiful art. We routinely offer our campus to partners and other outside organizations. Some of the events that were held this year include the Historically Black College and University Fair, a Wills for Hero event sponsored by our Business and Innovation Department, and a free tax preparation service run by the Bucks County Opportunity Council. We generate income by renting our space to the Bucks County Intermediate Unit, credit counseling services, and Pearson View testing services. So far this year, we have generated over $20,000 in rental income. A few of our upcoming events include the Bristol Riverside Theater Gala, a ham radio festival, and Nova's Upstander Day, to name a few. Our Center for Advanced Technologies has had a busy year. 3 cohorts per year of the metalworking and industrial maintenance pre-apprenticeship programs are held each year. The building and construction trades, which has been registered as a pre-apprenticeship program with the state of PA, is currently teaching its 3rd cohort. And the welding program is off to a great start, training dozens of students to date and generating over $73,000 in income. In addition to working to bring our HVAC program to the CAT, recently launched with a new evening electrical program. And in a couple weeks, an inaugural Girls Ignite Trades program will be held for middle school girls. The CAT is also home to many customized training sessions for local businesses. Tours of the CAT are aplenty. Students from the Bucks County Intermediate Unit and local schools get to see firsthand the many programs that the CAT has to offer. We've also recently hosted the Dow Community Advisory Committee at their quarterly dinner meeting, and a superintendent and IT staff from Bristol Township School District. In an ongoing effort to promote success and retention of Bucks students, I am thankful for Larry Analoff and Jody Suter for helping us hire Erica Waller-Hill as our goals coach. In this grant-funded position, Erica will work with students to get career ready. She is already busy creating workshops for students in areas such as goal setting, resume writing, and interviewing. You may recognize the other face here. It's Anna Hipp, who was recently taken a position with the Bucks County Opportunity Council as coordinator of their Coaches on Campus program. Anna graduated from Bucks a few years ago, and in her final year was granted the Bucks Student Award, an award given to a student who embodies what it means to be a successful Bucks student. In her position with the Bucks County Opportunity Council, she works on our campuses to connect students with resources to help them succeed not only in school, but also in life. The Coaches on Campus program can assist students with challenges such as childcare, transportation, and, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought, I'm sorry, and housing. And one of the major focuses of the program is encouragement of continued enrollment at Bucks through graduation. Our staff here at the Epstein campus truly works as a team. Things work differently at a satellite campus, but I'm proud to say that all run extremely smoothly here because we communicate well with each other about the needs of our campus and our students and always put them first. And I'm so appreciative of that. So a big shout out to our phenomenal staff here. At the Epstein campus, we value partnerships. As you can see, we have many. Most have been mentioned already, but others play an important role in our success. The United Way helps to stock our pantry. The Bristol Rotary provides scholarships to our students, and Raising the Bar helps to promote our events and keeps us connected to our local community. I hope you can see the work and dedication that goes into running this campus, and I hope you'll agree that it is truly an asset to the Bristol community, to Bucks as a whole, and is an essential part of this college. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
One comment. We had a couple of months ago, legislative breakfast at the, up in Newtown. And one of the representatives, staff member, from Bristol, was in attendance, and representatives of all of the offices were there. Senator Farry had a representative, all the state reps, some came in, a couple came in person. But I had asked a question after, I think Tracy might have been speaking, about how important is the Bristol campus to the community served by the representatives district. And it was not staged, but I wished we had recorded it, because for a good 2 or 3 minutes, Brian Allen spoke about how dramatic are the changes in people's lives for the better when they have some interaction with this campus.
Very proud of
So
that.
thank you.
Thank you.
And can I just want to say one thing. I get a lot of feedback from this campus, from people, parents, students, and those of you that work this campus are doing an incredible job. The reputation here is amazing, and I'm very, very proud of it. Really, thank you.
Thank you.
For the committee reports, if we could start with the audit committee. Ms. Trustee Fuchs and CFO Christensen.
Sure. Do you want to start or do you want me to, Neil? Okay, I'll start. So our audit continues, which means we are beyond the date that the single audit should have been submitted to the federal government. We have sent in a letter asking to extend our deadline to May 31st with a very strong hope that we will not need the entire 60-day extension that would represent. We have not heard back yet. And we also communicated with PDE to state that our financial statement would be delayed as well, and have not heard back from PDE about that extension. I think in both of these instances, for now, no news is good news. And our audit continues with our auditors, Mayor Dussel, moving us ahead. And Niels, is there anything new to report, or where we're making progress towards completion?
And nothing new to report in that sense, other than we are moving forward. I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. We seem to be, closing in and getting much closer now. So we're working very hard to conclude that. We're working closely with Mayor Dussel to make sure that we're getting them what they need. And so that hopefully we will be done shortly. They'll have what they need, and then they can issue the audit.
And then the last point that I'll make is that everything that we're doing to get in better shape for this year and to do this submission is going to set us up for an easier, routinized financial statement submission and single audit submission in the future. So we're taking a lot of steps that are remedial, but also getting us to a better place. And I think that will all be to the good when we get there. It has really, huge compliments, because every day I sort of say, Niels, are we done yet? Are we done yet? What are you doing? But I really do appreciate all the work that you've been doing. And I think we are going to be much stronger for having gone through this fire.
No, absolutely. I think it's been a learning experience. There have been a lot of things that we've been addressing. I think we'll be in much better shape as we go forward.
Do you think it's a positive thing that we haven't heard about the extension?
Or
You're not,
Too soon, it may be too soon to say whether, yeah, but we haven't heard no.
Right.
So that's good news, right? And
you're up.
yeah, yeah.
no response has meant that they've kind of accepted the request and moved on. So
Usually if you're gonna get a no, it would be sooner than later. Is that what you're saying?
yes, and with the single audit as an example, when we missed the deadline, we were informed immediately that we missed the deadline. And they gave us the information that we needed to respond to that. So we did. Now we'll see. We're assuming that a reaction, if there's something that needs to be done, they'll react to it. Otherwise, we're just working toward complying with what we said we do.
But one of the things that they asked us, just to be clear, was, wait a minute, do you guys have an auditor? So I mean, we were able to immediately respond and say, we have an auditor, it is underway, this is where we are in our process. So I think that reading between the lines, the concern was, what, are you guys not even started? Are you doing anything? And we were able to sort of walk through where we are. So unless we hear anything otherwise, no news is good news.
Solicitor has a comment about that.
Once we were aware that we were going to be late, we took all the appropriate steps to notify everyone who needed to be notified. The guidelines and the regulations we took a look at talked more about entities being habitually late or not having a justification for being late. So I think that everything that we've provided has indicated we have a reason this occurred. As Ms. Fuchs said, we have an auditor in place. And we're taking steps to hopefully have it completed quickly. And I think that's primarily the reason we probably haven't heard back, is that we've satisfied them for the time being. Now, if we continue to be late, then maybe there'll be something that'll be happen, but we don't anticipate that we're going to be much later.
Well, thanks for being on. Thanks.
And you'll see, just as a matter of housekeeping, under the consent agenda, authorizing the extension for filing. We had done that previously. That extension date has passed, so we'll do this again. We'll leave it open intended for May 31st, but open-ended. Finance Committee, Niels?
Just to provide a brief update, most of what we focused on obviously was the status of the audit with the Finance Committee, and then we also reviewed the development of the budget. So we continue to kind of provide information to the Finance Committee as it relates to what we're anticipating for fiscal 25. And we're going to continue to provide additional detail as it relates particularly to the cost and the capital expectations. So that'll be forthcoming in future committee meetings, with the goal of, obviously by June, if not before, having the board review and approve the final budget.
Okay. And there'll be a finance meeting on a Thursday at 10. And we'll have the introduction of some budget discussion then, or no?
I think there'll be some discussion of the budget then as well. Yeah, absolutely.
And our target is always having that done by the end of June. So we have time. And as you indicated, you've been busy with other things for sure.
Well, there's that. And I think we're just trying to provide a comprehensive view for the Finance Committee, and by extension, the board, of the budget process and the detail behind it. So we're doing it deliberately in terms of kind of provided the higher level expectations of what we see from a revenue and cost standpoint, and now we're providing additional details so that the board has a full view of what we're anticipating. So
we'll have something to report on those various issues for our May meeting of the full board. And also, in anticipation of the June meeting, we'll have a session for finance tentatively for May 23rd to work out those other issues. Thank you. Ms. Manhurst, Human Resource Report.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to invite Jody to talk about the performance management session that was held. As you remember, it was supposed to be held a few weeks ago, but it was held this week. Can you give us any feedback how that went, please?
Thank you, Trustee Manhurst. I can tell you that it was a successful and thorough operating training session. We invited every supervisor of employees at the college to engage in this. It's the first of several sessions that there will be on this topic of how best to ensure not just those who are underperforming and how to correct that action, but also how to encourage your good performers. It was from those that I talked to, it was really seen as a constructive and rewarding out. And it's only, like I said, the first of several. So, and thank you, of course, to our interim executive director, Jill Blanco, who led that training and will be continuing to provide her expertise moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the benefits of having a qualified human resource department is just having a perspective from outside the organization who's been working with other organizations. And one of the first projects that Jill wanted to do was inform people on the value of the benefits package that is provided by the college. And so in doing this now, every employee can go to a dashboard and see what their benefits are, what the value of that, because obviously it is part of compensation. It's just not what people take home in their pay, but also the richness, and it is the richness of our benefits package at this college, because we are very generous with not only the quality of the programs that we provide our valued employees, but also with how much of the copay or that the college pays. So it's a very important part of total compensation, and would invite you to encourage all your staff to take a look at that value. One of the things we're engaging in is understanding the competitive compensation with other organizations. And I think there's an urban legend that, oh, the college is a great place to work, and that's why we're willing to take less money. That urban legend needs to be crashed. We are not underpaying very many people. In fact, some people are getting paid at the top of the market. So just wanted, when people say that to you as leaders, you ought to say, I'm not sure that's right. Now, that's not to say every single job in every single place is being paid at market, but it is to say this notion that total compensation is not good is we need to dispel. So would encourage you to think about that. Let me see. Oh, sorry. That's my report.
Thank you very much. Governance Committee, Ms. Feinberg.
Thank you. The Governors Committee will be meeting the first Wednesday in May at noon, and the meeting will be held in person. It will not be over Zoom. It will be at the Tyler Building at the Newtown campus. The main point of our agenda that day would be to establish a slate of officers for the coming year. And I would ask any trustee interested in having a position on the slate, please email me with information, and I will certainly bring it up with the committee. Anything else?
Prior to that date.
Pardon?
You want it prior to that date.
Oh, yeah, prior to the first Wednesday. I would like it by the 25th of April, if possible.
Okay, thank you. Anything else
Thank you.
further? That's it.
That's it. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Trustee Feinberg. On the consent agenda today, we have a number of items. Is there anything on the list that a trustee wishes to have removed to be handled separately? Seeing none, I want to speak to a couple of them and then ask Niels or Grant to speak to others. The board needs to ratify the appointment of Dr. Jones. That appointment was made in the aftermath of the executive session that we reported on March 14th. We want to ratify the employment agreement dated March 17th. That agreement, which is on the portal, follows the template that we had devised spring a year ago with the assistance of counsel. We need to, as I mentioned a few moments ago, take action to authorize the extension of the filing of the audit for fiscal 23. to a date, not later than May 31st. The other items, Niels, do you want to speak to some of them?
Well, the first one I'd call out is just the renewal of our benefits. That's always significant expenditure by the college, obviously. Pleased to report that we were able to hold the cost stable year over year, with the exception of a slight increase on the dental side. But the overall expenditure is over $8 million. So the ability to kind of retain that at its current level in the current environment, I think was a positive outcome. A couple of things, and Brant can keep me honest if I miss anything here as it relates to some of the technology, just some of the highlights. Computer equipment lease, so we're renewing or replacing some computers there. We're also extending the term for some, so moving from 3 to 4 years, as I think both the cost saving and a recognition that the equipment will last and be usable for an extended period. The non-credit / alternative credit platform is Janzibar Marketplace, and that's Workday does not have a non-credit solution that really fits our needs. So we've gone to a third party there, and that process is underway. The selection's been made, and then we'll integrate that with Workday. The financial aid scholarship platform renewal with Lucy, and that's an existing platform that will extend. And then the Tyler Roof project is just, as we, I think, mentioned previously, we received funding from the state based on a request several years ago to kind of review the current roof on the Tyler building, and kind of renovate and protect it. And hopefully that will help with some of the water issues we've had, et cetera. So that project was approved. The state provided $500,000 toward that. We will provide the balance in conjunction with the foundation. And this is a first step in terms of hiring an architect who will help with developing specifications, managing the project, et cetera. So.
Thank you, Neil. Brant, anything you want to add? Okay. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Carol Minoni Ferguson, second by Senator Farry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Board comment? Any members of the board have any comments?
Just
Go ahead.
an item of amusement, if nothing else. One of my daughters, my youngest, I hate to tell you how old she is, but anyway, my youngest and my granddaughter, who is 20, so you can figure that one out. And they saw the eclipse the other day from the viewing tower at 106 floors or something like on the Empire State Building. They were in New York for another reason. They were there for some concert that I never even heard of, but that night, and they took the opportunity to go early, and my daughter got tickets for those two to stand and watch that eclipse from the, I think they were, I know my daughter was up against the wall like this, and my granddaughter was out near where the fence is, but as you would imagine, but they did see whatever there was to see from New York City at 106 stories up in the air. And fast forward 60 years to me and my age, I was asleep in my easy chair, so I probably missed it.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Do I understand we have a whole board meeting next Thursday?
An executive session.
And then the finance committee meeting.
Okay, could I request that the materials for the executive session be released to everybody by end of business on Monday, so that if some people can't be available for that meeting, they can review it and get their comments back?
No. We'll give you what we can, but some of the material will have to be delivered a hard copy at the meeting.
Okay.
Anything else?
So you get those executive committee materials to make about
No. Well, with that, a motion to adjourn. Second. Favor. Thank you.